back and good morning from what is finally a sunny Sunshine Coast here in Queensland, Australia. Today, I'm going to build something up, try and keep it sort of around that $50 mark, and then we're going to go out and have a bunch of fun on it. What I have here is a steel lugged base, which somebody has already put a bit of time into and converted it to single speed, but let's take it one step further and get this thing trail ready. So even though this is going to be a cheap build, somebody's got to pay for it. So this week we're going to quickly flip this Avanti Blade Sport. It's a pretty clean bike. It is just missing a bunch of parts, but I think we can get this bike up and running for around that $50 mark as well. That includes the cost of the bike, which means that I've only got to sell it for $100 to break even cost-wise, which should be an easy feat. So let's crack on. So we've got the frame torn down and cleaned up to a point that I'm happy with. I could spend a lot more time really detailing this bike, but it is going to be a beater at the end of the day. And also the paint is in a lot worse condition than what I thought it was. The thick layer of dust that was on this bike was basically just concealing a whole bunch of rustworm issue. So the whole frame is like texture coat, but it is perfect for what we're going to need it for. So it's time to start assembling. All right, so I will be running this bike single speed and not fixed. I really don't want to blow up my knees on the trail just for a little bit of a laugh. So we have this wheel here that I've had sitting for a while, and it has a single speed conversion on it, but the rim internal width is extremely narrow. So what I have here is the wheels that I just stripped the tires off for the Avanti flip. I actually purchased some wheel sets the other day off a bloke on Marketplace, and when I went there to pick them up, he gave me these ones for free. So I don't really have any use for them. A lot of the spoke nipples are a bit rusty, and there's not really anything that I can think to put them on. So I thought, why not throw them on this bike? And I also picked up some 700 by 40C dirt tires. So they should make for a little bit extra grip than the 25C slicks that were on there. So I'll quickly swap this over and get these tires mounted up, and then we can really get into the assembly process. Now, for anybody that is unfamiliar with these single speed kits, I've only ever used one in the past, but essentially it is just a single driver and a whole bunch of different size spaces, and you can move that driver around from side to side to correct your chain line when you're running a single speed setup. You can also use the spacers to suit whatever size free hub that you have on your bike. quick little issue. So we've moved the chain ring from the outside to the inside to correct the chain line. I set the chain up, but unfortunately the rear driver that is on this wheel just does not accept the single speed chain. It also doesn't accept a Shimano 8-speed chain. So yeah, I'm not sure what it's meant for, maybe a BMX or something, but I think that's a 12 tooth. I actually have a 14 tooth, which will make pedaling a little bit easier, and it appears to work well with the chain. So I'll quickly swap that over. Then we should be on track to getting this thing finished up. All right, we have done it. For that $50 budget, we have built what is a pretty dialed, very super budget Tracklocross build. And I mean, it looks pretty cool up close. It looks a bit rough. Now, I wish that I could say that it rides amazing, but unfortunately it rides like an absolute pig. And that is down to this stem. When I got this bike, I noticed that it had the short stem on it, and it would have been spec'd with this short stem for drops because you have that extra reach on the drops. Now, instead of trying to remove one of these grips and potentially damaging it, just so I could swap over to a longer quill stem, I have taken the chance and left it on there. Unfortunately, that gamble didn't pay off because it is way too twitchy to ride. It is fine if you just want to roll around on it, but even just to hop gutters feels a little bit sketchy. So to take this off-road, yeah, I wouldn't trust it. Instead of calling it done and just living with it the way that it is, I've taken the drops off my grocery getter, fitted them to my track bike. That way I can fit the bull horns that I scavenged a couple of videos back to my grocery getter, which means that I have been left with these nice wide flat bars, some red grips that somewhat match the paint, but they are attached to a 90mm stem that is to suit a 1 1/8 steerer. Now, to combat that issue, I have this here, which is a stem adapter, which will convert from the quill and allow me to bolt my stem onto it. It will allow for a little bit extra reach. I'll be able to put that at whatever height I want. And because it's already got grips on it, I don't have to worry about these ones. So I'm gonna quickly swap this over, take it out for a spin, and fingers crossed, that is the solution to the twitchy front end on this bike. But yeah, we'll have to see. As you can see by the state of me and the state of the bike, we have made it down to Sugar Bag and we've made it down to the bottom of a trail. I didn't realize just how fun it would be to ride this. It is extremely light and nimble. So yeah, after just that short little spin on it, I kind of see the appeal with a Tracklocross bike. I sort of plan on building this, having a ride on it, making a video, stripping it down, and then just using the parts for other projects. But I think I might just keep it a little bit longer because I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun on this bike. So I didn't have too long out here to ride around. I basically just wanted to take it out on a trail and test it out. Now I've done that and I know that it works and what needs to be fixed. Next time I bring it out, it is gonna be an absolute blast on the trails. Hopefully you enjoyed this video of the Avanti bike flip and the Healing Tracklocross build. Until the next one,